Coco Gauff's Thanksgiving surprise leaves New Orleans kids speechless. Here's what Coco Gauff did that uplifted the hearts of tennis fans. Coco Gauff isn't just spending Thanksgiving week celebrating. In fact, she is spending it uplifting the next generation of tennis players. The reigning Roland Garros champion made a surprise visit to a youth tennis clinic in New Orleans East, bringing joy, inspiration, and renewed hope to young athletes training on newly refurbished courts dedicated in her honor. Coco Gauff gives back to the community via tennis. Stuttgart, Germany. Coco Gauff of United States stretches for a backhand shot against Marta Kostyuk of Ukraine during the quarterfinal match on Day 5 of the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix Stuttgart 2024 at Porsche Arena on April 19, 2024 in Stuttgart, Germany. Alex Grimm/Getty Images. According to Tennis Now, the 10 public courts at Joe West Brown Park were renovated earlier this year, as part of the U.S. Open Legacy Initiative, a national initiative established to celebrate Gauff's 2023 U.S. Open women's singles title. The USTA vowed $3 million, equal to what Gauff earned in prize money in 2023, to be used for restoring public tennis courts in the country. New Orleans was a specific choice by the Gauff family because of how connected the family is to the city on a personal level. Being back at the place that molded her family's history made the moment even more special for the 20-year-old champion. For Gauff, New Orleans has a super close place to her heart, and returning here won't be a problem. Growing up, Gauff was among those training on public courts in Delray Beach, Florida. She knows how much accessible tennis facilities can empower young players. She is proof of the outcome that the community courts could have on the emergence of budding talents. According to Brian Vahely, chairman of the board and interim co-CEO of the USTA, the initiative has connected elite tennis with local communities in a powerful way. Refurbishing the public courts paved the way for expanded access to the game. The USTA has confirmed that the New Orleans event marked the fulfillment of the national goal of the Legacy Initiative. Over 700 tennis courts have been improved around the country, and each location now proudly displays a plaque commemorating Gauff's U.S. Open victory. Thanksgiving morning in New Orleans usually began with the warm scent of pecan pies cooling on windowsills, second-line brass bands practicing down the block, and families drifting between kitchens and front porches. But this year, the city woke to a different kind of electricity, one that hummed quietly at first before erupting into pure, unfiltered joy. It all started at Joe Brown Park, where dozens of kids gathered at dawn for what they believed was just a special holiday tennis clinic. The courts had been recently refurbished, bright blue paint still gleaming under the morning sun, nets tightened perfectly, and new benches set beneath the shade of the oak trees. It already felt like a gift. The kids had no idea another one was coming. Coach Rhonda, a beloved figure in the neighborhood, clapped her hands to gather the group. "All right, everyone. Thanksgiving or not, we're getting footwork done today," she shouted, though even she seemed unusually excited. As the kids shuffled onto the courts, chatting about turkey, school break, and who might win the clinic's mini-tournament, a whispered rumor started to ripple through the crowd. "Someone special's coming," said little Maya, her braids bouncing as she looked around curiously. "Like who?" her brother asked. Maya shrugged. "I dunno. Mama said to wear my best shoes." The clinic began like any other, warm-ups, stretches, volleys, serves. But the coaches kept glancing toward the entrance of the park, as if expecting a parade. And then, just as the kids were gathering for a water break, a car pulled up. The door opened, and out stepped Coco Gauff. For a moment, the world fell silent. Coco, Grand Slam champion, world-ranked star, and the face of a new generation of athletes, stood there in a simple hoodie, leggings, and the brightest smile New Orleans had seen all November. She waved casually as if she hadn't just blown the minds of 50 stunned children at once. Coach Rhonda nearly dropped her clipboard. "Kids," she announced dramatically, "we've got a little Thanksgiving surprise for you." The kids exploded. Screams, shouts, laughter. Some ran in circles, some froze in place, and one little boy simply fainted onto a bench in pure disbelief. He was fine 2 seconds later. Coco approached the group, laughing. "Happy Thanksgiving, y'all," she said. "Coach Rhonda told me you've been working hard. Thought I'd drop in and see for myself." Maya, frozen like a statue, whispered to her brother, "She's real. She's actually real." Coco didn't waste time. She grabbed a racket, gave Coach Rhonda a high five, and gathered the kids at center court. "Okay," she said, "who wants to hit with me first?" Every hand shot up. So did several water bottles. What followed was nothing short of magic. Coco spent the next few hours rallying with every single kid, adjusting their grips, complimenting their swings, cheering them on like they were playing a U.S. Open final. She played points with them, dodged playful attempts to lob her, and even let the youngest ones tag team against her for a Beat the Champ challenge. Between drills, she talked about her own childhood, telling them how she grew up training on public courts just like these. "I was your age when I started dreaming big," she said. "Dreams don't wait until you're older. They start right here, right now." The kids listened with wide eyes, hanging on to every word. For them, this wasn't just a tennis lesson, it was a glimpse into what could be. Then came the biggest surprise of all. At the end of the clinic, Coach Rhonda handed Coco a microphone. "You want to tell them?" she asked. Coco nodded, turning to the sea of eager faces. "So, I know today's Thanksgiving and I wanted to give you something to be thankful for," she said. "Starting next month, the Gauff Foundation will sponsor free weekly tennis sessions right here at Joe Brown Park. New equipment, coaching, and tournaments, all for you." For the second time that day, the kids were completely speechless. The adults gasped. One coach wiped a tear from her cheek. "And," Coco added with a grin, "we're also giving away rackets to everyone here today. Happy Thanksgiving." Chaos. Beautiful, joyful chaos. Kids jumped. Parents clapped. Coaches hugged. And somewhere in the middle of it, Maya burst into happy tears as Coco knelt down beside her to hand her a brand new racket. "Thank you," Maya managed. "You're gonna do great things," Coco said softly. "Promise me you'll keep playing." "I promise," Maya whispered. The morning ended with photos, autographs, and Coco joining the group for a Thanksgiving picnic on the grass. Fried turkey, mac and cheese, beignet dusted like snowfall, and the sound of children still buzzing about what had just happened. As Coco finally prepared to leave, the kids lined up along the fence, waving their rackets in the air like flags. "Come back soon, Coco," someone shouted. "I will," she replied. "This place has heart, and I want to be part of it." And just like that, the champion who traveled the world left behind something far more powerful than trophies: hope. That Thanksgiving, New Orleans didn't just celebrate a holiday. It celebrated a moment that would spark new dreams, ignite new passions, and remind every kid on those courts that greatness isn't a distant